What up? What up? Welcome to another episode where we talk all things um nerdy things, whatever. But right now we are discussing Daredevil because that show is truly popping right now. And I tell you what, go watch Daredevil, Born Again on Disney Plus because that show is just it's really something. They really don't miss. And this episode, a lot hasn't really gone on in this episode. It's the second to last episode, so clearly they were building stuff up. They honestly didn't really give us any that much action at all. So, but I'm pretty sure they'll make up for it in the season finale. But and this will probably be a quick episode because not much as I mean a lot did go on, but it's really building up for the season finale. We all know it's definitely building up for the season finale. And I guess we could just get into it. But because the last episode was really intense, so this would obviously be an aftermath of all that. We got Heather not in the hospital already. So I guess she's fine. She didn't lose that much blood, I guess. But she's fine. She's there with Matt and they have this discussion where kind of it kind of got me upset at Heather. Like I was liking Heather up until this point when she's saying Muse, Daredevil, Vigilantes, they're all the same. And Daredevil, and Matt obviously being like, well, Muse was trying to kill you, Daredevil wasn't. Daredevil saved you. And she's like, no, I saved me, which she's not wrong. I mean, she did just shoot Muse, basically. But, waiting any longer, Daredevil would have had him. He had him in the ropes. She was just really quick to shoot him. And then she's just also like, yeah, I just killed the guy. I mean, technically, you didn't have to. You saw two people fighting. You didn't have to kill him, but whatever. But it just got me upset how she's just like putting them all together in one category. All these vigilantes, these people that hide behind masks, she thinks they all have like the same agenda. They're all only like looking out for themselves. I mean, I don't know. It didn't. I wasn't really feeling her after that conversation. I was just like, girl, fucking Daredevil saved your damn life. Like the least you can do is be like, yeah, I should be happy that he showed up when he did, but I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. The way she was just, you know, being manipulated, and she is, because then we have Wilson Fisk's buddy, his personal bodyguard, whatever, pull up to Matt's house, giving Heather an invitation, and Matt's like, "How'd you know I was here?" And he's like, "Wilson Fisk keeps tabs of all his people," which seemed a little creepy, but Matt knows what's up. He's like, yes, Matt knows. I'm like Matt knows that Wilson Fisk knows that he is dating Heather now, and like I'm not surprised. Yeah, he probably has people following other people constantly. So he was, I guess it's no surprise that he knew that they were dating. But now it's like now that Matt knows, and he's just like yo, this can't be happening. He knows what Wilson Fisk is trying to do. He knows you know his his motives, his like how he does things, tries to get in people's heads, and I'm pretty sure he's doing that with Heather. But I'm just like, I don't really see. It's hard to see what the real end game really is here, but I understand that Wilson Fisk wants to have this project on Red Hook, a location in the city that he wants to like make that newer or something like that, whatever. But I really don't see the main point in that unless there's a bigger motive to that, which they might reveal in the season finale. But I just don't know. I don't see what his real motive is here with this. But now that Matt Murdock has this information and he's like, if Wilson Fisk is a client of yours, then if he's in your life, then he's in our life, and Matt can't deal with that. Like he's been through so much with Wilson Fisk with the Kingpin, and he just wants to see this man locked up and put behind fucking bars. And it was crazy. It's they were doing this thing where they did in the last episode where they were going like back and forth with Matt and Wilson, and at the same time they were going to Matt, they were going to Wilson, and he was basically showing Vanessa that he has Adam locked up, which I thought he was dead after the beating he took from Kingpin last time. So I guess Kingpin just uses him as a personal punching bag, if anything. But it is very, it's crazy how that dude is still fucking alive. Um, yes, he feels like he doesn't want to hide any secrets from Vanessa, or whatever. I guess so. He wants to show her that he's been keeping this guy Adam locked up, and she's like, he's not part of this, whatever. And this guy's just begging for his fucking life. And Wilson's just like, yeah, I just don't want to keep any secrets from you, I guess, is what he's trying to say. And this whole time, Vanessa seems scared because she knows what Wilson Fisk is capable of, but she's also like, I don't know, maybe thinking about what kind of situation am I in, basically. I really don't know where her mind went, but in the end her mind went to, yeah, let's kill this fucking guy and probably start from scratch. Maybe, I don't know, but it was interesting to see that because it shows the painting, not painting, but I guess the wall of the blood mark of where Wilson killed his father, and then it showed that right next to a dead body of Adam with his blood splatter against the wall, and that showing that next to each other kind of shows you how that she's just in a fucked up level as Kingpin. Like her innocence died a long time ago. I'm assuming, but now we know that yeah, they are just a crazy couple. Matt's clearly going through some shit because he ends up at his firm, and McDuffie is not taking it no more. She's like, yo, you're barely here. When you do show up, you're super late, and yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for her that Matt doesn't bring her in on any of it, but maybe she might have more to do with it in the season finale. I don't know, but it's she breaks down this news to him, how Poindexter wanted to see him, and the episode started off with him being transferred. I guess he was in a cell all by himself, and now he's being transferred, I guess, with other inmates or something, or I don't know. It's a different prison or a different area of the prison. I don't know, but it wasn't good. It wasn't something that Matt Murdock liked and when he found out who got him moved, which ended up being Wilson Fisk, it rubbed him very much the wrong way, and he just didn't want to be anywhere near that at the moment. I mean, it's just a lot for him to handle, I guess. There's other stuff going on with Wilson Fisk where in his office he promotes his the young kid in his office party. uh I forgot what he promoted him to, but it's obviously a higher rank. The woman gets jealous, saying, he's in over his head, whatever. and and then you start to think like, yeah, she's jealous, and this kid saying he'll do whatever it takes to make Wilson Fisk happy. This kid is clearly fucking loyal to Wilson Fisk, and I have no doubt that if Wilson Fisk does end up back in jail or somewhere where he has to go away, whatever, I have no doubt that this kid will take over and try to do just as much evil shit as the Kingpin used to do. But yeah, he promotes this kid, and then Matt and McDuffie try to deal with some asshole client who was clearly guilty of whatever it is he was doing. Um, because Matt uses super hearing, obviously, and yeah, he found out he was lying. And then McDuffie's like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" He's like, "Is it the Poindexter thing?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's that. He killed Foggy, and he's basically still being around. They they got Hector off White Tiger, and he ends up dying anyways. And his killer, or not his killer, but the dude that he was trying to, the asshole cop that was going up against him, is still out there, part of the anti-vigilante task force, assaulting people. And that's the thing, that they say the anti-vigilante task force is being successful, but they have been getting complaints of excessive force. And Kingpin's like, well, if it's at least it's successful. So it's like, is it really good? I don't think so, because those people are suing. Those people that probably didn't do anything super serious bad, and yeah, they're a little OD. So there's that. But then we try to get a nice moment where Matt is hanging out in front of Josie's pub, and you can see the windows are all not boarded up, but covered with newspapers. It's clearly not open. and then obviously the owner, Josie, she invites Matt in. He goes in there, has a drink. The detective pulls up, the one that knows his secret, obviously, and yeah, they start having a nice talk. How did everything just go wrong, I guess. And then Matt gets a clue as to that a drink that Foggy had on the night he was killed. He realized that Foggy was celebrating early, I guess because he knew he was going to win a case, but then someone knew that, and then that's why they sent Bullseye there to kill him. And Matt realized this, and now he's like, all right, now I have to go talk to Bullseye, because I'm assuming he got moved because they were planning on killing Bullseye Wilson Fisk at the moment. You'll see why. And then Matt goes there and he's like he visits him and he's just like, why? He's like he's trying to get some answers. And Bullseye's being a little difficult. And what he wants is to get out of there. If he gets out of there, he says he will tell Matt everything he knows about who sent them, why they sent them, this and that. And Matt's like, and he ain't trusting him for a second. Because no matter what, he still killed Foggy. And and now and now and now Bullseye is just, and at first you think that Bullseye calls Matt because he thinks that Matt could really get him out. But I think he brought Matt in because he knows he can get underneath Matt's skin, that Matt would deliberately try to hurt him no matter what, any chance he could get. So while he tried to get underneath his skin and Matt not wanting to help him, he bashed his face in and told, the guard he hit himself, whatever, and then leaves. And then you find out why Bullseye did that. They bring him into infirmary to obviously help with his stitches, but I thought it was because when he slammed him, he helped fucked up his teeth a little bit, and that's what made Bullseye have the fucking tooth in his mouth and use that as a weapon apparently, and kill the prison guard, killed the other one, and he's so precise with his fucking shots. It is crazy. It would be nice to see him go up against Hawkeye, honestly. But unfortunately, actually, we still could get that as long as they don't kill Bullseye. So that would be pretty cool. Um, I would and then we get the whole end part of the episodes. I'm trying to think if anything else happened in between that, and not much other than no. I honestly I can't think of a lot of stuff that happened. Like I said, they were really setting things up. It was a very much calm episode because I'm pretty sure the season finale is going to be very much epic. So they were very setting things up for that, and then we get the whole scene at the ball. He has this inauguration, I guess. Everyone's there. It's it's a big deal. You have Wilson Fisk and his team. You have BB Urich. We have Heather there. You have the anti-vigilante task force in uniform. We have the police commissioner, and yeah, you could tell a lot's gonna happen this night. It starts off as a very calm party, like we get a lot of people introducing them to each other. We get a conversation between BB Urich and her buddy, the one that's part of Wilson's team, the one that got promoted, and they had this nice talk where he's like, you can't, like, it's amazing. Look at where we're at, what we become. And I'm not sure if he knows, like, if he'll still be cool with the stuff that Wilson Fisk does. Like, I feel like he would be like he you could tell he admires Wilson Fisk so much that no matter what kind of bad shit Wilson Fisk does, he would totally be behind. So I have no doubt that this kid is part of the villain group, and I'm pretty sure that BB is like behind him a little bit. Like, she's somewhat proud of him, but she's also like, you're working for a monster. Because she does have a talk with the police commissioner after. Um, well, because the Kingpin is having so many conversations where other people one by one in his office, I guess, and and I guess he talks to him about personal stuff that he could do for the city, whatever. You know, if they're fucking up his business, he'll be like, "Yo, stop doing this, or I'll have you dead," basically. And in one conversation that Kingpin has is with somebody that appeared in a previous episode, and we also know him from the Hawkeye series, is the swordsman. And I guess that's how he goes by, because that's what Kingpin called him. He said, "You're the swordsman vigilante," which Kingpin's not a fan of vigilantes. He's telling him to stop this, whatever. And this guy doesn't feel that much threatened by him, but you know, he's like not really gonna fully back down. But you can tell that this guy is like you could tell this guy has been clearly doing vigilante stuff since the events of Hawkeye, I'm assuming. And yeah, he's just been probably dealing with low level crime. He's probably no doubt a really good swordsman. So I mean, he clearly made a name for himself. So I think he's pretty up there in as a vigilante street level hero. It's pretty nice to have extra street level heroes out there, no matter what they can do. And then we see other people come in and out of the office with Kingpin, but that was the only one they really focused the conversation on. Um, and then we see someone take a picture of Kingpin with someone else, and I guess Kingpin didn't like it. He told the task force to take that guy down, and that's exactly what they fucking did. Took this guy into the kitchen, you know, try to press him a little bit, and the guy wasn't, he wasn't taking no shit. He was like, "I know my rights, but this is the anti-vigilante task force, and they don't play no shit." They're like, "Yeah, we'll show you your fucking rights." And they were gonna burn his hand on the oil, like just the hot oil burning, and they were gonna burn his hand. Till the commissioner popped up saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we can't do this. This is not what we do." He's like, "You know what, Commissioner? We don't take orders from you no more. We take orders from the Kingpin." And he likes how we do shit because we get shit done right. And they continued to burn that dude's hand in front of the commissioner. More cops came in, more anti-vigilante task force, whatever, backing the other cop up, telling the commissioner basically that you ain't shit here no more. And the commissioner realized that. He realized that the Kingpin has just corrupted most cops in New York City. And he was not feeling it. Up until the point when BB approached him and started asking him questions about the Vigilante Task Force, he told her that he was not a part of it. He told her Wilson Fisk has full control of that. He was telling him he's not a good man. They're both know that Wilson Fisk is not a good person. Wilson Fisk will manipulate other people to think that he is, to think that he's doing good things. But until he affects your life, until he does fucked up shit to you, then you realize the true monster that he really is. And the commissioner is seeing that now, to the point where he even tells BB that he was a main suspect in her uncle's killing. And her being a good reporter, it's not new to her. She knew that, which is why she's there, which is why she's probably been doing all this stuff on Wilson Fisk, because she's been knowing that her uncle was killed by him. So I think it's and now she says that not everything she writes is under her name. So I think she still has more tricks up her sleeve. I'm curious to see how maybe she might end up putting the real Wilson Fisk into light that will probably take him out of office or something, and or that will make him lose something that he has, like the anti-vigilante task force. But I think she's got more tricks up her sleeve. And then we get stuff with Heather and Vanessa. How Heather, I guess she thought Matt was gonna show up because she could have brought a guest. She let him know, and at the moment he's not there. But then, Vanessa has a talk with Heather. How there's just bonding, having a moment, I guess, or whatever. It was really nice, I guess. And then and I'm trying to think of other people that talked at this party, at this ball or whatever. Um, Not much that I could really think of. Um, I don't think the detectives were there. No. And and then Matt finally shows up. And when he shows up, everyone notices. I feel like everyone like sees him walk in, especially Wilson Fisk. He definitely notices Matt when he walks in. Matt can't see shit, but he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows that everyone is looking at him. And then when Matt comes in, he's approached by Heather. She explained how she tried to get a hold of him, and he was just ignoring his calls. He ended up telling her that he went to go see Poindexter, and she thought it wasn't a good idea. They're having this back and forth kind of bickering, whatever. Like he's still trying to explain to her how Wilson Fisk is not a good person, and she is not really seeing that. I mean, she's like, he's the mayor of the fucking city, but she is truly blind, and Matt is really trying to help her see this. And her not really seeing it is kind of pissing me off. Like I'm like, yo, get a clue. But I don't know. I mean, he's a client of hers, so she feels like she knows all of his secrets, all the stuff that he tells her. But clearly he doesn't tell her everything, because we know the real skeletons in Kingpin's closet, which he is not telling her. And it's like, yeah, he's being very shady. So Matt is trying to convince her, and then he's like, all right, then let me confront him. And she thinks that's not a good idea because he's probably lashing out, but he feels like it's the time and place to do it is what makes it better. So he's just going at him, and I feel like, and Kingpin sees him coming at him. Task Force is ready to step in. He's like, no, let him come at me. And then they show Vanessa seeing this, and she knows Matt is Daredevil, so sees him going at him, so she kind of intervenes herself, and they shine the spotlight on Kingpin, and then she asks him to dance, and then they start dancing, and then it's like, yeah, we knew what she was doing. She was trying to get him away from him. She didn't want no confrontation with either of these two. And it's crazy because we haven't seen these two really interact with each other in a while. So for these two to finally be in the same room together, it's pretty crazy. And then Matt, and then while Kingpin is dancing with Vanessa, he knows that he has super hearing. So he starts whispering, knowing that Daredevil is listening, saying he shouldn't have done, he shouldn't have come at him or put on the suit. He told him there would be consequences. And Matt is he's just fearing for his life right now, because he feels like, yeah, Kingpin, he's always up to some serious shit. So like, he's like, He's trying to warn Heather, tell her to get out when shit gets real. And then when and at this moment, Kingpin gets the news that Poindexter has escaped prison, and then he's obviously dancing with Vanessa. Vanessa hears, and she is now worried. She's talking to Kingpin, saying, basically, I got to tell you something. And Matt, hearing it, realizes now that it wasn't Wilson Fisk that put the hit out on Foggy. It wasn't him that told Bullseye to go on this rampage. It was Vanessa. Wilson Fisk was away. So when he was away, she was in charge. She had this happening, and she planned this. Matt, realizing this now, he is just as furious. Accidentally bumps into them, takes Vanessa for a dance, and tells her that he knows now. And she's worried, but at the same time, she's keeping her cool a little bit, saying, oh, does Wilson Fisk know? Which he probably doesn't, because he might be mad about that. And then she tells Matt, does Heather know that you're Daredevil? So he's not going to tell Wilson, obviously, and she's not going to tell Heather. And I wasn't really sure if she knew Matt's secret, but apparently she does. So, and then while all this is going on, you see Bullseye coming in through the kitchen, and it's crazy how easily he escaped prison. Like, he just put on a prison guard suit, had a pass, went in. Like, his face probably didn't match the ID or something, or someone else looked at him saying, oh, long day, right? And he's like, yeah. Like, does no one else know what Bullseye looks like? Like, he is what? Whatever. Anyways, he's in the kitchen casually making a rifle, I guess, or a sniper gun. He's just MacGyvering that shit. and and then he's at a good vantage point, you know? He's up top. He has a whole view of the party, and you don't know who he's going for. Honestly, I thought he would have been either going for Heather, Matt, I guess Kingpin. Like, he could have got Vanessa by accident. Like, there was just so many people there. Like, you didn't really know who he was gonna get, or who he was going for. So then Matt, obviously hearing the gun going, clicking off or whatever, and knowing he's about to shoot, I guess he knew who. I guess now that he knows that Vanessa was the one behind Foggy's death that sent Bullseye, she knew that he knew that Bullseye was gonna go after Kingpin, I guess. So he jumped in front of him, took a bullet for him, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. Task Force jumps in, try to get him out. Kingpin's in shock. Everyone's in shock. Heather's, worrying for him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be okay. I mean, he's fucking Daredevil. But yeah, he took a bullet for fucking Kingpin. Like, what the fuck? Like, wouldn't you just let him shoot him? Like, problem solved, right? Like, you like, I guess he still tried to do the right thing. He still tried to be the hero, because it's like, yeah, you hated this man so much that you still wouldn't even just let him die if someone else was trying to kill him. That, no, I want him to just suffer in jail. He wants justice. When he made a whole, when he was even when he was talking to McDuffie, saying how the system is flawed, that they try to follow the rules by law, and it just backfires on them. The law does not always work, which is why he has to do shit the Daredevil way, which is why he should keep doing shit the Daredevil way. But other than all the other stuff before the ball, It was really good. Not much went on. Like have like I mean, yeah, it was I assumed not much would happen. It's the second to last episode, so everything is obviously leading up to what's happening in the season finale. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't obviously one of my favorite episodes, obviously, but it was still a good episode. Heather pissed me off because of her lack of faith in vigilantes, even though one of them basically saved her fucking life. But whatever, it's fine. Maybe she'll come around in the season finale, or her and Matt might just end up breaking up. So I wouldn't put that past me. But keep watching the episode. Hopefully this was good. Yeah, not much has happened. Predictions on what could happen season finale. I have no idea. There's a lot of loose ends. We know there's a season 2 happening. So whatever we won't get in the season finale, I'm pretty sure they'll discuss it in season 2. What we will get, hopefully a fight between Daredevil and Kingpin, or and maybe find out, and maybe somebody being put behind bars, maybe dismantling the anti-vigilante task force. Although it wouldn't be nice to see them around when we get Spider-Man 4, because you know Spider-Man around when the anti-vigilante task force is around, it would be pretty sick. Not to mention they mentioned vigilante activities down 30%, which is like, damn, y'all, like, where the fuck are the heroes? We're in the MCU. Whatever. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Season finale next week. Let us hope it is every bit as good as Daredevil can be, because so far this season's been good. So I have no doubt that season finale will be just as, fucking amazing. Till then, I will see you next time. Peace out.